I subscribe to this channel, Simp Saver Sam, and I watch his videos. He's got some pretty good videos. I believe he's a Catholic, which is, he's not a Christian. He believes in Jesus Christ, which is a good thing, but I pray that he just comes to Christ alone. And, we don't need religion. We need Jesus. That's just my opinion. And I know a lot of people, my brothers and sisters, agree. If you're a Christian, you're a Christian. If you're a Catholic, you believe in a lot of other things that add on to God's word, or maybe even take away from God's word. So I would pray that Sam would become a true Christian, know Jesus alone for salvation, because that's the only way to be saved. But again, that's not the point of this video. Oh, my goodness. We are looking at two gay men kissing their adopted baby. So there's a problem already. Homosexuality is sin and abomination according to God. For two gay men to adopt a baby, I know there's people that will defend that and say, well, they should have a family at least. It's better than nothing, or something like that, right? But this is sin and abomination. It's very cringe, and let's take a minute to listen to what this guy says.
Uh-oh, the internet found you. Primary offense, sexual abuse of children.
This guy here, this gay guy, is a convicted pedophile. And he was able to adopt a baby boy. Let that sink in for a minute. So, am I a hateful Christian for pointing that out? No. I'm a concerned person that is concerned for God's children, because children are innocent and they're wonderful, and there's people out there like this guy that abuse them, sexually abuse them. I don't think there's much worse than that.
Do you think he should be allowed to adopt a baby, let alone a little boy? I wonder why he was so interested in adopting a little baby boy.
And they allow...
Once more, this guy and this guy are homosexuals. This guy here with the glasses has been a convicted pedophile. He was able to adopt this infant. So, is that concerning to anyone? It's concerning to me. Who am I, right? I'm nobody, but I'm going to make a video about this because it's grotesque, disgusting, and very alarming. This is the world we live in, everyone. We're living in the last days. This guy here, who's a convicted pedophile, was able to adopt a baby boy with his, I'm going to say this in humongous quotes, his husband, this guy. This is ridiculous. This is concerning. Very, very, very concerning. This is the world we live in. People will argue the fact that, like, who cares if they're gay? Who cares if he's a pedophile? Something like that. There's a huge concern about that. If you are someone that disagrees with me, leave a comment, but if you really think this is okay and there's no concern here, I don't know where you're coming from. Not everyone has a perfect family. I, for one, have never known my birth father, my birth dad. He didn't want to be a part of my life. But I have my mom and my grandma and grandpa, and I'm grateful for all of them. I love my family. No words can say how much I love my family. My family, you know, they're beautiful people. They're lovely people. They care. You know, do they have their faults here and there? Sure. But for the most part, they are lovely, godly people. And when I say that, like, my family, they don't believe in Jesus. They don't know Jesus, and it concerns me very much. They don't like me talking about them on my YouTube channel, so I will just say a little bit like, I'm just saying I love them, and I want them to be saved, and I think they're beautiful people. They've always cared for me, and I care for them, you know, more than words can say. So if they think I'm hateful for saying that this guy, a homosexual, this guy, a homosexual and pedophile, were able to adopt this little boy, I have a problem with that. That's disturbing. The world goes, oh, that's a good thing. He's got a family now. I disagree. Many other people disagree right along with me. I find this grotesque. I find it gross. I find it inappropriate. And I find it to be sin. There's no way in hell that these two people should be able to adopt this little baby. For many reasons. I'm not alone in thinking that. I'm not a hateful person for thinking that. I'm using common sense. Something that a lot of people need to use nowadays, but they don't. Common sense, where is it? Where is it with the LGBT, XWEL, LMNOP, 1, 2, 3 community? Where is common sense in that stuff? There's no common sense in that stuff. It's sin and abomination. When you bring children into it, it becomes even more concerning. We know what God says about those that harm his little ones. It's better for them to have a millstone tied around their neck, noosed around their neck, and them to be cast into the deepest parts of the sea or the ocean or whatever. I am so disgusted by the world. And there's not enough people awake to realize what's going on. If you can't see what's going on here in this picture and know that it's sin and abomination, I'm concerned for you. If you don't think this is sin and abomination and heinous, I don't know what you're doing. I don't. Can you wake up, please? Innocent children are being involved in these agendas. It's horrifying. It's really very horrifying, okay? Anyways, brothers and sisters, everyone else, God bless you.